Morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Okay. Big day today. Powell speaking. Just a follow-up. All right, if everyone can please fill out that feedback form in the announcements tabs, that would be appreciated. Big news on LLY. I don't really follow, bios at all. So today, big day, Powell speaking. Plan is the same as usual, right? Fade the initial reaction. Right, probably going to be either a very volatile day, or we're just going to chop until Powell speaks. But based on this, right, if we can hold this resistance, right, now 411.58, I like puts, right? This is a typical continuation pattern, right? Maybe, and we also have a gap to fill here to the downside, right? This gap. Okay. So it's probably just best to wait until Powell speaks and then take some trades. So I'm going to wait to take any trades in my challenge account until Powell. But maybe I'll take something on my main account. Okay. Powell speaks at 2:30. Yeah, last month was crazy. Pretty sure it was like here or something. No. When did Powell speak last? Not sure. Here maybe. Powell speaks at 2:30 East. I'll pull up the calendar for you. Give me 1 second. March 22nd. Alright, so let's see. The last time Powell spoke right here, yeah. Right. Initial reaction to the upside, and then boom. Alright, so we're going to fade the initial reaction again. Has a pretty high success rate. Alright, let me pull up this chart for today. Wednesday. Go. So here is the calendar. Press conference 2:30. Interest rate decision at 2. And the statement at 2. But then we also have these coming up very soon. Yeah, so hard to anticipate, but do you think we could see a similar type move, someone asked? Yeah, I mean, based on the last like 10 to 20 times Powell spoke, it's worked. Right, so now we're just kind of trading that statistic. So, right, if we get the initial reaction to the upside, I'll take puts. If we get the initial reaction to the downside, I'll take calls. Okay. Who was here yesterday in my stream when I said puts it open? I didn't get to alert anything quick enough. It moves right down. Monthlies? Yeah, monthlies are not a bad idea. You just have to make sure you have a plan going into it. Yeah, it's like a 96% win rate or something. You bought puts it open. I actually bought puts yesterday. I went to go alert it and it moved too quick. And I took profits for $100. And then it ran to like 1,000%. It is what it is. It happens, right? Obviously, I wasn't expecting a move this big. I probably should have played the setup a little bit better. But I had the right idea, I guess. I can't win them all. Here's Qs, right? We had the rising wedge on Qs as well. Breakdown, and now we're seeing that pullback consolidation. Right, if we take the fibs here, 0.5 and the 618 is, oh wait, it should be this way. Is right here. So we're approaching the zone for some continuation. Right, which lines up perfectly with this previous resistance, right? This previous triple top. I actually really like Qs. Right, so if the Qs move up to around 321.4, 321.3, really like this spot for puts. Right, playing it into a big resistance. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had puts. Let me see, I took a picture of it. But I just didn't want to say it to the group because then everyone would freak out. But I sold way too early, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, 41.45 puts for $380 a contract, and then it ended up running to 5,500. Over 2,000%. Insane. Yeah, last month, SPY 39.65 puts, which that would be too far out of the money, but they ran from $35 to $2,500, 7,000% increase. This is the last time Powell spoke. Let me screenshot it. 39.65 puts went from $35 a contract to $2,500. All right, so honestly, I kind of want to try today. Probably not the smartest idea, but if we just take one put and one call, really cheap, around 30 to 60 bucks. All we need is one to go over 100% to make the money back. Who's down to try that? Watch, but then the market will stay flat and both will get killed. I mean, I'm down to try on the challenge account. Definitely down to try on the challenge account. Yeah. All right. So everyone's down. All right. So let's see. All right. SPX. Right now, my challenge count's at 600, down from the original amount. Yeah, I'll probably do it around 140, 150 or 2, probably before Powell. Getting ads. Yeah, I've been monetized for a long time, but from my YouTube channel, I literally make like $1 a month because I always have the ads off. Figured I might as well turn them on, see what happens. So do you guys think we should wait till after the initial reaction at 2 o'clock? Or should we go ahead and take the call and a put before that? Let me know what you think. We could do either, but I'm down to try it out. Right? Because typically we see a massive move in one direction. Take calls and puts, one or rocket before he speaks, sell it. That's not a bad idea, actually. Take calls and puts before 2 o'clock. One's going to move in the right direction. And then we add to the one that's down. That's a pretty good idea, Slime. Yeah, you could potentially catch both ways. But the only way we would be able to profit is if it goes over 100%. Right, so we would have to hold it until it goes over 100%. If we're taking two options at the same price on the call put side and the put side. Yeah, so I think what we do is we take both. We take both, and then we sell whichever one that goes green after the initial reaction, and then add to the one that's down. Yeah, we'll see. After announcement. Looks like everyone's on like a different page here. But I like what I just said. Rivian looks pretty good today. Right. Finally breaking this downtrend. Now we're seeing this nice flag here. I've just been chopping right in this range here. You'll paper money that? Right, so Rivian looks pretty decent. I want to see it hold this level here. Right around these lows, around 1235 to 1240. Right, and see a breakout over this flag, and then we have a gap to fill. Tesla. Right, having a tough time breaking over. Right, we're seeing a double top here. Right, rejected twice. Lower highs. We also have this previous support. That's kind of acting as resistance. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. It's kind of a inverse head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, or right shoulder. All right, something like that. So if it can hold, you know, it looks pretty decent actually. But it would need to break back over this 165. I'll move this alert over here. Delete this. Apple has just done the same thing over and over again, right? Move to the upside, flag. Move to the upside, flag. Move to the upside, flag. Move to the upside, bigger flag. Move to the upside. Right now it's starting to create the flag again. All right, I'll even draw all of them out. Right, flag. Bigger flag. Another flag. All right, this is what we look for when we're trading. And then another flag. All right, flag, 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 flag. And it just keeps moving. It's a continuation pattern. This is why we played these patterns. Right, but here we kind of had a rising wedge. All right, notice how the pattern is starting to change. All right, we had a rising wedge, and then we had the breakdown, and now we're seeing the pullback. So if we can't break over this resistance that we created, it's kind of a triple top. All right, it looks like we might see some downside. We're kind of bear flagging here. Right, so if this rejects and we see downside, I really do like Apple all the way back down to 165. You're swinging Apple into ER. Yeah, Apple has ER Thursday, so tomorrow. After market close. So always be aware of that. Yeah, if everyone could drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it. Yeah, and if you're trading Powell, right? So I'll pull up the Discord here. Eric just tagged me. He goes, to add to this, right? Careful if you use a stop loss, right? Anytime FOMC is on, there's typically huge wicks, right? So most stop losses are going to get triggered. So make sure you just size smaller and just, you know, be more lenient with position percentages. All right, and this is what I was saying. What works in the past may not work in the future. Right, make sure you have a defined risk that you're willing to lose going into the trade. Right, if you're okay with losing $100 in the trade, make sure you don't size bigger than that. If you're okay with losing $500, make sure you don't size bigger than that. Okay. Yep, just make sure you're sized correctly. Yeah, the simple setups are the best, right? I mean, this is a typical rising wedge, breakdown, pullback, right? If I take this from the highs to the low, right, we're sitting right at the 618. So this is the area of a reversal, right? So if this rejects, most likely we're going to see 167.57, and then we're probably going to see a pullback to 165. Yeah, definitely don't full port. That's not a good idea. Unless it's a challenge account that you don't care about, which is probably what I'll do on my challenge account. But absolutely not on my mean. I'll never go bigger than 2 or 3% ever. AMD looks pretty good. Oh wait, AMD is down 7%. Does not look good. AMD had earnings and it's down to 83 here in pre-market. The setup did look good, right? We broke over and we started to flag over, but now we're below this previous support, so not going to touch AMD. Netflix is sitting at multiple support, right? 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3, 4, 5. Right, numerous times we bounced off this level. Need to see how it reacts. Right, it also was a previous resistance. Okay. Coin, no thanks. Oh, so look at Google. I didn't even realize, right? I covered this yesterday. This range that we were in, right? We created a lower high. And then once we broke down through this middle range, right, we saw a move right back down to the support. So it's crazy how well support and resistance works, right? It's amazing. It's all you need. It's all you need. Here's NVIDIA. So actually what's interesting about this one, right, we have this previous resistance, and now we're hovering right over it. No, this is not a bull flag. This is actually more of a bear flag, right? We have the move to the downside and then the consolidation, right? But what I like is that we're hovering right over this resistance and we can act as a support. So if this holds, we're going to see some upside. If this level rejects, we're going to push down to the next resistance or support below. Right, whichever way you want to look at it. Which is around this zone here. Right, this previous resistance was a support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Meta is just up here floating in no man's land. Let's see Amazon. Amazon's too choppy for me right now. There's really no flag or wedge, right? As most of you know, I like to trade wedges. Right, so I mean, we could use this, right? Previous support, acted as support, and then we saw that breakdown, right? And the breakdown lined up perfectly with this level here, right? Why did I draw it here? Previous resistance, acted as a double bottom. Right now, we saw the breakdown and we're pulling back and potentially acting as a new resistance. Right, we might see a move back down that way. Right, this is how support and resistance works. If you see a level that's bounced 2 to 3 times and we break below that, right, most of the time it's going to act or flip, right, as an old support to a new resistance. Oh yeah, let's take a look at VIX. Right, so this is the VIX chart I looked at yesterday. Worked out fantastic, right? This wedge, and I said it was going to probably break to 17 or so, and it shot all the way up to 20. It's crazy, absolutely nuts. But here now we kind of have this range. Okay. So if this range can break, need to just see which way it goes. It's better off just waiting for Powell. So I'll go live during Powell. Okay. So everyone that's here, make sure you come back to the Discord. I'll go live in voice chat, and you know, I'll commentate live over what I'm thinking. All right, everyone, drop a thumbs up in the chat if you're gonna drop by voice chat. I'll drop a link to the Discord for anyone that's not in here. All right, here's a link. That way we could take some live trades, voice chat for Powell. And hopefully we could find another 35 to 2,500. That's the goal. Awesome. All right, so that's going to be the plan today. I'm not going to take any trades until Powell. Right, it's Wednesday. First of all, I hate trading on Wednesdays. It's typically more choppy. Yeah, Slime, definitely agree on in the money, close to the money. Right. Also for Theta, you don't want to have to deal with Theta. Definitely going to be waiting until then for any challenge account plays. So let's all come back around 1:30, and I'll set up a plan for all of us. Pando, let's come back at 1:30. Eastern, and I'll let everyone know what contracts I'm looking at and all that. Okay. All right, so 2 minutes to market open. Let's head over to the Discord. As always, appreciate all you stopping by. If you could drop a like on the way out, it would mean a lot. I will see you guys in the Discord. Thanks for stopping by.